there! My name is Brandy and I'm going to be making a cake. Thanks for visiting my video, by the way. I'm going to be making a banana cake and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make that. And later I'm going to turn around and make it a Minion cake from Despicable Me. So if you just want to learn how to make the cake, that's great. Don't have to worry about any sort of decoration. I'll put some links below on where I got the recipe. And here's hoping we'll have some fun. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is to make sure we have a nice, clean work surface. Looks like I'm going to have to just wipe down just a little bit, but that's going to be okay. So it's going to just take one little moment, and then you'll see it's all nice and sparkly clean. Alright, there we go. It doesn't look too much different because it's still a wood table. There's nothing on it now than those spots that I had right there. They're all gone. So, yay! Now, for your ingredients. Okay, so what I have assembled here is 4 very uber ripe bananas. They said very ripe on the recipe, so I don't think you can get any riper than that. And then I have some butter, some vanilla. This is some really good vanilla right here. Baking powder, 2 eggs, baking soda, salt, flour, sugar. I have some Pam in the back there to grease our pan. And then here's some of the hardware that we have. We have a bowl for mashing the bananas, a bowl for sifting the flour, and then a larger bowl for everything else. So once we get some of this other stuff done, then we'll put it in the larger bowl. So the ingredients say to use teaspoons and cups, so what I have here is a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon. It's going to be used quite a bit. I don't know if you can really see this as quarter. It's a 1/4 teaspoon. But a lot of things say for like 1/2 teaspoon or a 1/4 teaspoon, so I figured a 1/4 would be good, and then I just, double it. And then I also have a 1/2 cup, because I'm going to need some cups of things, like a cup, like a 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 cups of flour, things like that, and then I can just double it, or triple it, whatever I need to do with it. And of course my sifter. Yay, look at this. Got some sifting action we're going to be doing. And of course our handy dandy mixer that's going to mix everything together. I don't have sitting out right now some milk. That's because I wanted to get some of the other stuff done first before I mess with the milk, because milk can spoil very easily and very quickly, so we're just going to mess with everything else. But the butter is usually fine, so we'll just go from there, and I'll let you know what we're doing step by step. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is mix or cream the butter with the sugar, and also, let me see here, and also the eggs. So butter, sugar, and then my 2 eggs. These lovelies right here. So that's just a stick of butter is what we have. Then it's going to be a 1.5 cups of sugar. So I have 1/2 cup here. I'm going to go ahead and dump that in, and then I'm going to do this 2 more times and then crack the eggs. Alright, so here's the 2 eggs, the stick of butter, and the sugar. After I cream this, we'll see what the finished product is. And here's a pro cake tip. Whenever you are finished with something, put it back where it belongs. Oh, and also pro tip, I went ahead and preheated the oven at 350, so that way I can just pop the cake in when it's ready. Alright, so this is after I creamed the butter, the sugar, and the eggs together. It's pretty yellow, as you can tell. It just took a little bit for me to get it creamed. I think maybe if I had used a more room temperature butter instead of butter fresh out the fridge, it would have gone a little bit more smoother. But with persistent mixing, it will eventually turn out like this, and the more we mix it, the more it'll look like batter. So this is really not that yummy, and I'm not going to try it right now. I will maybe try a little bit after I get everything else put together. So, yay! Creamed butter, eggs, and sugar. Alright, here we got 2 cups of flour in the sifter. I'm going to sift it through probably a couple of times and then add a half a teaspoon of salt and then a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so I have my flour and my baking powder and salt sifted together. What it does, it makes it really fine whenever you sift it, and it incorporates everything a little bit more nicer. So what I'm supposed to do now is add a little bit of the flour to the mixture from the creamed butter and sugar and eggs, and then a little bit of the milk at the same time. So you do a little bit of the flour, mix it, do a little bit of the milk, mix it, and just keep going until you're all done. Okay, so this is what it looks like after all the flour and all the milk is added into it and mixed in. It's a very thick batter. I will let you know that right now. And it smells great. It's I just had a slight taste, and it's almost like a butter cake. I don't know if I would recommend 100% that you would go ahead and bake this and then call it a butter cake. I would rather look at the recipe before you do that. But now we are going to the fun part of messing with the bananas. Yes, that's my laptop there. It's actually black right now, but that's where I'm actually getting my recipe from, which you really can't see it very well. But that's where I'm getting my recipe. Again, link will be in the bottom of the description. So, oh, and that's my couch. Anyway, so we'll mess with the bananas next. Alright, so here's my bananas, and then I only used 3 of my bananas, and then I put 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda into this. I'm going to be mashing it here in a minute. Just a weird revelation that I had. Whenever I used to play video games, and yes, I'm a gamer, not a big gamer, but I am a gamer, and they would always say, you know, slippery as a banana peel, or, you know, if you watch the old cartoons where there'd be a banana peel and then people would slip and fall on them, and then I would always go, well, that doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't be slippery because regular bananas aren't slippery. Let me tell you, when you deal with ripe bananas, they can be a little slimy and slippery, so try to keep a hold on them. So I'm going to go ahead and mash this up, and then I'm going to incorporate that into the batter, as well as the vanilla. So here's hoping. Alright, so here is our batter for the banana cake. I did try just a very little bit of it, and yes, it does taste very much like a banana. So what I'm going to do now is grease the pan really liberally so that the cake will come off the pan. The reason why is because, again, I'm going to make a Minion cake, but even if you don't, it'll just make it look more presentable if you take it out of the pan and put it onto like a cake sheet or something. Or if you're doing a round pan, at least put it on an actual plate and then ice it. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put it in the oven for, oh, let's see, it says mine is a 9x13. It says 35 to 40 minutes. I'm probably going to go about half. Your oven may vary, so you know your oven better, and so just judge. Like, if you've ever baked before, you kind of have an idea of how your cake bakes. Alright, so here's the finished product of a banana cake. It's golden, it smells absolutely delicious, and I cannot wait to start tearing into this to make a Minion cake. Again, you can just go ahead and frost it and be done with it, but I'm going to turn this into something else, and that's why I wanted to do a banana cake, because Minions love bananas. So here's to good eating, and hopefully your cake turns out just as good as mine did, or if not, better. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.